All right, we're 3 minutes away. I'm going to feed the radio station in.
Has adjusted the exit strategy.
The United States will maintain approximately 8,400 troops in Afghanistan through the end of my administration.
The new numbers reflect a compromise between the president's original plan and what many military commanders had recommended. Mr. Obama said the security situation in Afghanistan remains precarious and that Afghan forces need more support from the U.S. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Another controversial shooting of a black man, this time by 2 Baton Rouge, Louisiana police, leaves Alton Sterling, a father of 5, dead. Police Lieutenant Johnny Dunham says the department has some police body camera video and audio of the incident.
During the altercation, the body cameras did come dislodged, but they stayed on and active and recording at that time. So there is audio and video from their body cameras.
Police say the audio and video will be turned over to the Justice Department. An anonymous caller said he had threatened someone with a gun outside the store where he was selling homemade CDs. House Republicans announced plans to investigate FBI Director James Comey's decision against pressing criminal charges against Hillary Clinton for her handling of classified emails. House Speaker Paul Ryan says Clinton's track record means she shouldn't have access to sensitive and classified information.
The DNI, Clapper, should deny Hillary Clinton access to classified information during this campaign, given how she so recklessly handled classified information.
Meanwhile, Attorney General Loretta Lynch says no charges will be filed in that case. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 78 points to 17,918. The Nasdaq rose 36. The S&P advanced 11, and crude oil at $47.72 a barrel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
Tonight, Disney is automating PhotoPass service. What's next? Guest relations? Well, that might be an improvement, I guess. Crocodile jokes are back at the Jungle Cruise, but we're still way too afraid to do any on this show.
Oh, yeah.
More on that later. And we're playing the map game. The map game, because
Map game?
We're playing the map game because math is hard, and apparently even trying to spell it is. You've read WDW News today. Now you'll experience WDW News tonight. Yay, fake applause. Yay. Woo, yes.
The computer clapping system loves us.
It does. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WDW News Tonight. I'm Tom Corliss. You're not. That's Nicholas Cicero, who's actually on camera this week. Look at this. You can actually see him. It's amazing.
Look at that. Doing my job.
Fancy specs.
Thank you.
Are those missing a...
They're not.
No.
I finally replaced those. Those were like a decade old, and then a few weeks ago they broke. Every once in a while, I was too lazy to put in my contacts, so I still wore them in here every now and then. I put in my contacts always to look good for the camera, and then I finally...
I think you look very distinguished.
Thank you.
It works.
Paid enough for these. I never splurge on anything like this for myself. I don't splurge on clothing.
Nick, I don't want to hear about you splurging on clothing. Please stop.
Family show. So I treated myself to a new pair of eyeglasses instead of just duct taping the old ones. So
duct tape.
Woo. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it.
Every day there.
Also, Tom has a nice it's wearing a nice new do.
Really short.
Going in the military.
Really short. I don't know how I feel about
When you go into Afghanistan?
Oh, jeez.
When they build a Disneyland.
Ah, yes.
When they are fully assimilated. Anyway, before we offend somebody, Jason Diffendahl in the control booth.
Hey!
Jason, how's it going?
Oh, it's going fabulous.
That's good. Good to hear. Busy week. We're double dipping this week. Not only are we on 2 hours tonight, we've got 3 hours on Friday, our annual anniversary show. We'll talk more about that later. But now, Nick, the news! Brought to you by T-Public, of course. All right. The Coca-Cola store, Orlando, opened at Disney Springs this week. The store modeled after a 1920s Coca-Cola bottling plant, complete with child laborers. No, I'm joking. There was a really off-color joke that went after that we cut.
There was. I liked it.
It was really funny.
It was.
There's no way we were getting away with it. Celebrating the history of Coca-Cola, the inviting brick exterior gives a nod to the brand's heritage, while the glass-accented entry pays tribute to safety. No, it pays tribute to the Coca-Cola green glass bottle. Kids, look it up. Inside, guests are welcomed by a 30-foot wide blown glass chandelier crafted from repurposed Coca-Cola bottles. The store, one of only 3 operated by Coca-Cola in the U.S., features a broad assortment of Coca-Cola branded merchandise, including, Nick, a line of sustainable fashion apparel and other handmade items crafted with recycled materials.
Wow.
Called the 5x20 collection. It's an array of items created by women. Hey, it's got to be better than Ghostbusters made by women, right? There goes the audience. There they go. Bye, everybody. Bye. All right, let's talk about... Can we stop and talk about Girl Busters for a minute? In case you don't know, I don't know if this one's known. Everybody knows I love Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I grew up loving, I love Jaws. And the other thing was Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was this thing I was obsessed with as a kid. Always loved my whole life. That movie I watch endlessly. I used to watch it like 15, 20 times a year. I can never get enough of Ghostbusters. So I was excited regardless because they had canceled that third movie how many times that they were finally just going to make another Ghostbusters movie. There would be a Ghostbusters movie I would be old enough to see in theaters. Because I think Ghostbusters 2 came out when I was a couple months old.
Probably did, yes.
Yeah. So there'd be one I'd get to see in theaters. I was always excited with the idea of I can go to a movie theater and see a brand new Ghostbusters movie. And another thing I think people know is a pretty big Saturday Night Live fan. So when they announced there would be people from Saturday Night Live in it, I was fairly excited.
That's fair.
So as people have complained that there are going to be women Ghostbusters, I've always been like, these are funny people. It'll be okay. It'll be all right. And only the last 2 weeks have I started to join this is going to be awful.
Really?
Have you heard the new version of the theme song?
Oh, no.
The Fall Out Boy Missy Elliott version.
Come on.
Number one, is Missy Elliott still relevant?
She's a thing.
When's the last time she was relevant? Fall Out Boy's great. I love Fall Out Boy.
A decade and a half ago,
but wonderful. But
she's still around in the...
No. I'm not on board with this. I'm going to go see it first night because I am a Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah.
And it is my duty as a Ghostbusters fan to see it regardless. And I really do hope it is good.
Look, here's the thing. You know,
I am hopeful. I don't think it will be, but I hope I am proven wrong.
I never had a problem with the female cast. That's never been my problem. Yeah. My problem, and again, just like you, I grew up ingrained with Ghostbusters. All the action figures, dressed up as Ghostbuster for Halloween, everything. Slimed everything. I remember sliming everything in the house. My parents getting really upset at me. I was like, it's a Slimer. So I not a problem with the female cast. Love most of that cast. Not a big fan of Melissa McCarthy. But
I'm okay with her. Leslie Jones has not proven anything to me on SNL.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So I just don't like the fact that it's not just continuing on what the stories that we already knew. I don't like that. I wish it was, okay, these 4 guys existed and started Ghostbusters. Now you're continuing the tradition. I don't like, I know people yell at me for calling it a reboot, but I don't know how else to say it.
It is a reboot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
someone in the chat said I could deal with alligator jokes, but the new Ghostbusters looks great.
No, it looks very fun. It looks funny. I'm excited.
I hope it is. I'm excited because it's Ghostbusters and it's in a movie.
Theme song, whatever, but it looks hilarious.
So can I tell you?
We get back to this is a show about Disney.
Disney.
Back to the Coca-Cola story.
Back to the
Guests
store.
can visit a rooftop beverage bar and taste ice-cold Coca-Cola while taking in the sight of Disney Springs, and the guests next to them accidentally falling off the balcony, forcing Disney to add tall fences with nets. For the ultimate Coke experience, guests can choose... I'm not even like in the main screen here. Jason, come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or put the images up. Do something.
That's what I was trying to do.
For the ultimate Coke experience, guests can choose from a variety of Coca-Cola brands from around the world, such as the infamous Beverly from Italy and Thumbs Up from India. Also, frozen beverages and over 100 drink choices via Coca-Cola Freestyle. Also, a selection of specialty adult beverages will be available in the evenings beginning July 8th. And they even sell cans of Surge, so if you feel like vomiting onto guests from 3 stories above, you can do that. I went the other day for just 45 minutes.
Yeah, you had a good time.
Because I had to make my
flight. Look at all this soda Tom drank.
I did. I bought that. $14.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
$14. The floats, you get a lot. Like those 8 floats, that is a large serving.
They're going to figure out that's too much for that price.
Maybe, or maybe it's just good publicity.
I like it.
It doesn't. It's a drink. It probably costs them pennies.
And it's free at Club Cool.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah. So what we're gonna do Saturday, Nick and I, Saturday night, and if you're in the area, drop by. Let's have people drop by if they're in the area.
I like it.
People. Saturday evening, we're gonna go to the Coke store, and we're gonna go to the rooftop bar, and not only are we gonna try the alcoholic beverages, we're gonna get these 24 drinks again, and we're gonna review them. We're gonna record us trying these 24 drinks.
Can we play Coca-Cola Pong with all these cups?
Relive your college days. Anyway, Coke Pong. What a lame. You're so lame. This is the alcohol episode, and you want to play with soda. Anyway. Moving next story. What's our next story? Starting this week, guests will find a new frozen treat at Pineapple Lanai at Disney's Polynesian Resort, joining the infamous Dole Whip. It's Walt's Frozen Head. No, just joking. It's shaved ice. The new treat costs $4, but it's a rather good-sized serving. Comes in strawberry, blue raspberry, pina colada, mango, and passion fruit flavors. Sadly, no Ecto Cooler. I would have enjoyed that.
Someone gave me some of that the other day. It's not what I remember.
What do you mean it's not what you remember?
Well, I mean, it's exactly what I remembered.
I thought it was better.
My tastes have just changed.
Oh, I don't agree.
It's awful.
Like, I thought it's one of those few things from childhood that lived up to the memory.
No.
Anyway. Also, there's a condensed milk snow cap added to give the treat a finished look and also to piss off the lactose intolerant.
I'm upset you skipped over a funny joke.
Well, people can't see. It doesn't show up well. So there was a joke that said, just joking, it's shaved ice. And I was going to say, so that's where my razor went. I didn't shave today, but it's really hard to even see.
Oh, can't really see Tom's shadow there.
No, it's pretty thick in person. I will tell you that. But it doesn't show up on camera. So anyway, that item not currently on the menu, so you have to ask if you want to try the shaved ice. A bit sweet, but a good refreshing treat for the hot summer months. And boy, was it today! It was brutal. Like, I was outside for 5 minutes today.
Yeah, it was like 110 something.
I would not have gone to a park today under any. It was just too much. It was like 100.
Oh, yeah, it was well. Yeah, it felt like
with humidity, it was over 100. It was bad.
It was one of those days that you just walk outside and you're drenched. That's
like you couldn't do anything.
No.
Like, it was. I don't know if anyone in the history of mankind has ever said this, but it was kind of a Disney Quest day. Anyway, moving on. It's a good day to watch Girl Busters. It's a good day to watch. I would have sat inside and enjoyed a all-female reboot of Ghostbusters.
It is a good day for that.
The Jungle Cruise at the Magic Kingdom, and people are still watching. I'm stunned. The Jungle Cruise in the Magic Kingdom once again welcoming its skippers to make jokes about crocodiles that appear in the attraction, albeit those jokes do not involve the creatures and children. Meanwhile, the floating crocodiles in Living with the Land at Epcot have been removed. Talk about mixed signals. While guests will no longer hear jokes about crocodiles watching children, skippers on the world-famous Jungle Cruise are now once again mentioning Old Smiley and his girlfriend Ginger, who snaps. I mean, she is a woman. Is it that surprising that she snaps? I mean,
wow. Ooh, boo.
No. This is the sexist episode of the News tonight.
Where are we going with this?
Anyway, I don't know.
Over the place.
I don't know. Talking about women snapping.
Yeah. Snaps.
This, of course, is the first time the creatures have been acknowledged since the alligator accident a few weeks ago. Meanwhile, at Living with the Land boat ride, the crocodiles were quietly removed a few days ago. No word exactly on why they were removed, but the creatures could very easily be reinstalled whenever, albeit they'll have a fence around them. Ironically, the crocodiles in Living with the Land are cast from the same mold as those on the Jungle Cruise. That is a true fact.
Literally?
Yeah, they're the same. So, fun fact about Living with the Land, most of the animatronics in Living with the Land are recycled.
Yeah.
The goats are from Big Thunder Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
The crocodiles are from the Jungle Cruise, and the sausage is from Jimmy Dean.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
You didn't like that?
No, I didn't like that one. I don't know what it said about the gators. I don't know what's going on with them.
Wait, do you hear that?
The gators? No. We're safe here, Tom. We're safe. We're fine here. You see the signs out front?
Sausage is from Jimmy Dean. Anyway. The dumbest show.
It's ended that way. That's what we get when we have too much time, too much free time in our hands.
Too much alcohol.
We get too arrogant. We're like, we're ready. Yeah, sure. Then this happens.
Disney's resort hotels won't be the only place guests will find the now infamous alligator and snake warning signs. The Rivers of America waterfront area in Frontierland and Liberty Square at the Magic Kingdom now has the signs posted about every 20 to 30 feet. Hey, it was either add these signs or replace it with Star Wars Land, so we should probably be happy. This is the first appearance of the signs inside a theme park. There has been no word yet if the signs will be themed in any way going forward. No other Walt Disney World theme parks have added the signs as of yet, but in fairness, there's no more room on the already cluttered construction walls at Hollywood Studios.
So true. Wait a minute. Is there a danger at Echo Lake?
Tough wall. What?
Echo Lake? Is that dangerous?
Poor Gertie. Gertie will fight him off.
Right?
Mess with Gertie and that ice cream of extinction. You know why they call it ice cream of extinction?
Why?
Because it's expired. No one buys it anyway. It wasn't a joke. Disney is currently testing the use of installed stationary cameras activated by guests at non-attraction locations around the Magic Kingdom. So, Nick, I know what you're asking. What on earth does that mean?
Hey, Tom, what does this mean exactly?
Well, Nick, it means guests are able to stand in front of a stationary camera, activate the camera to take their photograph, then link it to their My Disney Experience PhotoPass account just as they would when interacting with a live PhotoPass photographer in the parks, all while saving Disney $8 an hour. The test has taken place in front of the Sword in the Stone in Fantasyland and as well Rapunzel's Tower at the Magic Kingdom because who doesn't want a picture with restroom?
Yes.
Cast members will be helping guests test the new system during this period, but will be fired once it works.
Are the cameras inside or outside?
I didn't get
tower?
to go to the test, and no one else tweeted or went to this thing.
You heard about the guy at the Disney water parks this weekend, right?
The guy who supposedly
broke his glasses.
Broke his glasses.
Well, that was his excuse. His excuse
was that he broke his
apparently
glasses.
He touched a bunch of little girls, and they, and then he when they confronted him about it, he was like, "I broke my glasses. I couldn't see, and I was fishing around in the water for them."
Nick, you got new glasses this week, right?
Moving on.
This is my favorite thing that's ever happened on this show.
What's the next story,
Oh,
Tom?
boy. Changing the subject.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you're missing the show Friday, right? You're not allowed to be within... Never mind. What is the next story? You don't hear that.
No. What are you hearing? I'm hearing dead air while you try to figure out what your next joke is.
Anyway. So the use of such a system would eliminate the need for a PhotoPass photographer at these locations, but would be helpful for times, of course, when a PhotoPass photographer would not be staffed. The system would require permanent infrastructure of an installed stationary camera that would remain in place at all times, like Brazilian tour group. Just in the way. Reservations open today for the DVC exclusive after hours event at Animal Kingdom because it's not going to be open at night apparently come September. Members and their guests can take a walk on the wild side at the Disney Vacation Club Safari Spectacular. This complimentary event is exclusive to DVC members and their guests who embrace the fact that they are better than absolutely anyone else on Earth. Highlights to the event will include access to the attraction at Animal Kingdom. I'm joking. There's two. Everest and safaris will be open, and only safaris until 10:30 because the animals got to go to sleep earlier than usual. There's also a DJ dance party because, of
course,
God knows everyone loves that. Exhilarating entertainment, which is not described in any way, shape, or form. So, cross out Jungle Book. Complimentary cookies, chips, and ice cream, and 25th anniversary merchandise available for purchase. The dates for this event. Well, first of all, let me say Kilimanjaro Safaris, as we said before, will be closed at 10:30. Some attractions will not be available, including, but not limited to, Dinosaur, Festival of the Lion King, Finding Nemo the Musical, and without saying, Pandora, the World of Heaven.
No, I'm done dancing. Switched
The
it late.
dates for that event are September 6th, 13th, 22nd, and 27th from 9:30 to midnight. So if you thought Animal Kingdom was going to be open at night for regular guests most of that month, think again. Hashtag think again. Remember that? All right. Another story. On Thursday, July 14th at 10 p.m. Pacific, D23 is going to put on sale tickets for the next D23 Expo. The system, of course, will then crash and tickets sales will resume later in the day, but only after all the eBay resellers have purchased all of the Sorcerer packages in 0.2 of a second.
Oh, gosh. Yes.
The 2017 D23 Expo will take place July 14th through the 16th at the Anaheim Convention Center. It is the largest Disney fan event in the world. D23, of course, celebrates the wonderful worlds of Disney entertainment, uniting all parts of the company under one roof, as opposed to usually when they somehow collaborate on projects without ever speaking to each other. D23 Expo 2017 marks the 5th biennial event held in Anaheim. Biennial, of course, meaning non-functional. Latin. Once again, the Expo will celebrate the past, present, and future of Disney with live events, celebrity appearances, panels, presentations, sneak peeks, 4-hour merchandise lines, Katrina-style triage center holding pens, and immersive experiences.
Gotta love Katrina.
D23 Expo 2017 marks the return of fan favorites, including the Legends Award ceremony, an exhibit from the Walt Disney Archives called Remembering the Theme of Epcot Center, the Masquerade costume contest, and the inedible food kiosk in the basement. Tickets for the D20... There's so many. Tickets for the D23 Expo 2017 will be available at a discounted price for a limited time. From July 14th until the end of the year, tickets are $67 for one-day admission, $46 for children. Tickets for members of D23 are $57 for one-day admission, $41 for children, and multi-day money-saving tickets are also available. In fact, D23 members can save as much as $296 off the price of admission. That is nearly the price of 2 tickets to Disney After Hours, my friends. And that is based on the purchase of 4 3-day tickets at a member rate. So just to tell you how much you could save, they literally counted the max you could buy and then counted the saving.
That's how you do it.
But for more information on tickets and ticket pricing, members can visit d23expo.com. And, of course, a limited number of VIP Sorcerer packages will be available. Sorcerer package tickets are available exclusively to both D23 Gold and Gold family members at $2,250, which is $2,100 more than a Disney After Hours ticket. Members have the option to purchase up to 2 Sorcerer tickets, but no eBay reseller has a girlfriend, so that won't be an issue. D23 Gold and Charter members will be entitled to special benefits throughout the weekend, including a bag of 3 unpopped popcorn kernels and half a can of soda in a poorly lit room. You can look for announcements about these opportunities in the coming months. Do you think I have enough jokes about the Expo?
Yeah, I think that was good. That was good. Good Expo.
One last story to talk about. The Magic Kingdom unveiled a Disney Pin Quest last week where for $80 you can collect a series of pins and a lanyard while solving clues around the park. I mean, there are far worse ways to spend $80 at the Magic Kingdom, all of which are on a Lou Mangello. The quest, of course, is set to run through the summer. Nick, who brought us the who's the news? Tell us about T-Public, who brings us the news.
T-Public's awesome. Don't forget to shop apparel and accessories for Disney fans through WDWNT.com and T-Public. Just go to WDWNT.com, click that big T-Public link right there, and shop from hundreds of designs for T-shirts, phone cases, prints, and more, including, of course, the exclusive WDW News Today logo shirt. And how about that one? Tom's holding up right now. Tom Corliss, Mean Tweets, March Tragic, team shirt. It's available now. Looks good in green. I like that. Good selection.
I'm gonna get you.
Orange bird. And of course, lots of other stuff as well. And we're going to have a T-shirt up there celebrating the 9th anniversary of WDW News Today as well. Yep, that'll go on sale this Friday. Make the most of tonight's show, maybe during a commercial break or so. Head over to WDWNT.com and start shopping T-Public today, an official partner of WDW News Tonight.
You should check that out from time to time.
That is true. I can't believe I walked into that glasses joke, by the way. So knocking myself.
You
for
also
that
walked into those girls.
Oh, fell off. Couldn't see.
We'll be back.
Yes, we will. Thank you notes coming up, and then later in the show.
Thank you for setting up that joke, buddy.
Then later in the show, we're going to talk about drinking around Walt Disney World, and we're going to play the map game.
Not math. Map.
The map game coming up in just a little bit. So give us a call, 407-774-8255, and you can get on hold to play the game.
Hi, I'm Avi Golhar, the host of Real Estate Deal Talk radio show heard all over the country. Now, I'm not an HGTV star or someone who flips houses for TV. I'm an authentic investor who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and invests in Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and around the country. I make money in real estate many different ways, and I love to help others do the same. I have a philosophy that if you help people get where they want to go, then you'll end up there too. There are many ways to connect with me, but one of the most effective ways is to do so through Facebook. I'm actively involved in the investing community, and I would be happy to connect with you and answer your questions. Please connect with me on Facebook by going to Facebook and typing in Real Estate Deal Talk. Again, that's Real Estate Deal Talk, and I'll be happy to answer your questions there. Also, I have a free investors mini-series I'd be happy to share for free again on Facebook. See you there. Can't wait to answer your questions.
This is a special invitation for business owners or human resources managers representing companies of 50 or more employees. The retirement planning strategists at Lucia Capital Group will travel to your city and present a customized private retirement planning seminar for your employees. Rick Plum and Terry Keys have spoken to thousands of individuals about planning for retirement and addressed their concerns about outliving their money, stock market volatility, managing taxes, company-sponsored retirement benefit plans, and more. Now they're available to speak to your organization. This is a convenient way for your employees to get their retirement questions answered and learn how a plan can be designed to integrate all of their retirement resources. Call Lucia Capital Group to schedule a private retirement planning meeting. Call 800-644-1150. That's 800-644-1150. Rick Plum and Terry Keys are registered representatives of and offer securities through Lucia Securities LLC, a registered broker-dealer member SIPC. Lucia Securities is a wholly owned subsidiary of Lucia Capital Group, a registered investment advisor. All investments are subject to risk, including loss of principal.
Are you worried about losing your home to foreclosure? If you've been threatened with foreclosure or received legal papers from your bank, you have approximately 30 days to respond. If you do not respond, you could lose your home. You have rights. Act now to protect your rights. You can stay in your home. Many times you can even modify your loan. The bottom line is you can get past this, but you must act right now. Call National Foreclosure Defense right now at 800-989-1838, 800-989-1838. If you've been served by your bank and you're worried about losing your home to foreclosure, now is the time to fight back and save your home. Time is limited, so call right now. 800-989-1838, 800-989-1838. Call the professionals at National Foreclosure Defense right now. 800-989-1838.
welcome back to WDW News Tonight, live on AM 1520 WBCW in Orlando, and of course always at listen.wdwnt.com, and yeah, and also of course on YouTube, we're live streaming.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Chat with us tonight there at listen.wdwnt.com. And we do got a couple contestants on the line to play the map game.
Map game.
MAP.
For the map.
Which has a little bit of math in it, actually, because we decided to go with you're finding money around the Magic Kingdom. So I have to do a little addition and subtraction. Hopefully. Bear with me here. But we'll be playing that in just a moment. If you want to get on hold, you can still call us 407-774-8255. But next, we want to do a fun thing that Tom ripped off from Jimmy Fallon. What? I'm just saying.
Nick, I've been so busy traveling all weekend that I didn't have time. I also forgot my stationery.
It happens.
Yeah, I didn't have time to write. Every week I like to write out thank you notes, and this week I just didn't have time. So I don't know if you'd mind if I took a few minutes here.
You want to do it right here?
I want to write out a couple things, like 10. I have 10 things.
All right, we'll do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Living with the Land Crocodiles, for taking the fall so the actual living, breathing alligators in the ride can stay. People are offended. Keep the real ones. Thank you, alligator fences, for making people forget that the bungalows messed up the Polynesian beach first.
They sure did.
Everyone's so focused. The bungalows are like, shut up, they're buying it. Thank you, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, for expanding to a new location that is 5 times larger, and for the big bay windows that Nick can see in.
I'm sure. Oh, God. I don't spend that much time there.
It's an hour or two.
Yeah.
Until you're finished. Anyway, moving on. Thank you, Guardians of the Galaxy, for being so easy to overlay onto any attraction. Really looking forward to your Rivers of Light placeholder show. Indian style music. They have big guns to dance with.
Oh my God, that'd be so bad. Rocket fits in though.
Anyway. Thank you, Frontera Cocina, for making it clear that Paradiso 37 is not a Mexican restaurant. Thank you, Magic Kingdom Pin Quest, for reminding pin traders what walking feels like. Or long distance scooting.
Watched it. It's so funny.
Like you at Typhoon Lagoon. Botched it. Anyway.
You're broke.
There we go. Thank you, Disney Food Blog, for not telling us why you put food directly on a dirty table before you photo it. Some of life's mysteries are best left unsolved, just like how you have readers.
Food's best when it's been on a table.
Thank you, Automated PhotoPass Locations, for giving the socially awkward one less human interaction each visit. Thank you, Abracadabra, for making being in the proximity of the Flying Fish Cafe exciting. Also for being so close to Ample Hills, which magically hasn't killed an obese person with the sundae. I have one more. Just one.
One more?
Yeah, just one.
Get this done? All right.
Thank you, Ghostbusters Remake, for ensuring the world that there are far worse ideas than Guardians replacing the universe.
Oh, jeez. Oh, thank you notes. All right, Tom.
Stupid map game. Go ahead.
It's time to play the map game, Tom. The map game. All right, we have a couple contestants on hold. Let me go over the rules a little bit. We do have room for more people to come in and play if you'd like. 407-774-8255 is the number. So here's the deal. Here's how we're playing the map game. So I took a map of the Magic Kingdom, overlaid a little grid over it with coordinates. Have the letters A through J at the top, the numbers 1 through 6 on the side. What you're going to do is when you come on to play the map game with us, you're going to pick 3 different coordinates, one at a time. Once that coordinate's off the board, that is it. No one else can pick that one. Then the object of the game, Tom, when people go to the Magic Kingdom, sometimes people, just drop coins. It happens.
Coins, cell phones, defibrillators,
and sometimes you find coins that other people have dropped. Some money that other people have dropped. So your goal here is to walk away with 71 cents.
7?
No, 70.
7?
71 cents. Okay? And the way you're going to do that is by picking 3 coordinates. You have to pick 3, and different things happen to you. Different things happen to you in each space. So you may gain some coins, you may lose some coins, but the object is to have 71 cents after we tell you your 3 outcomes there. So we're going to play, we're going to bring on Caden onto the show. Caden's going to play with us first there. How you doing, Caden?
Good.
All right, we're happy you're our guinea pig for the for version 2.0 of the map game.
Nick, someone asked in the chat if the map will be displayed in the video.
That
was actually me.
We are going to do that in a future one. We had a little bit of a miscommunication. We created this cool interactive map.
Jason, could you pull that up for everybody? So this thing that actually just looks like the wallpaper in my house is actually a map where we can, as people select the squares.
Problem is we didn't talk ahead of time and get it coordinated to the actual map that I have.
It doesn't work.
So
also,
anyway,
Jason,
coming.
if you could eliminate the upper upper portion up there. So number 1, it's not a current map of Magic Kingdom. So there's King Triton, and also the Galaxy Palace Theater down there, which is now a parking lot.
But now that's basically kind of the map. So if you want to go to a certain part of the park, if you want to look in a certain part of the park, you try to pick a coordinate that kind of corresponds to that. You'll get a feel for as we play. So Caden, I need the first coordinate. So we have the letters. So first you pick a letter A through J, and then you pick a number 1 through 6, and we go from there. I'll tell you what happened there.
Okay, B3.
All right, B3. All right. A pirate's life is for you, Caden. Jack Sparrow splits his treasure with you. Well, okay, some of it. You get $1. $1, Caden.
Oh, that's too much. Okay.
No, that's good. No, you want to get at least.
This isn't Price is Right.
I thought it was you had to get exactly 70.
No. It's not like spinning the wheel. You want to get at least 71 cents. So you're off to a great start.
Well, we got to see if you can get out of the park with $1, because Tom Corliss can't. So.
All right, so pick another coordinate for me.
E. 1 second. 1, 2, 3. E4.
E4. All right. Here's what happened. You stopped at a press penny machine in the Emporium. Someone left 2 quarters and a penny in the slot, so you get 51 more cents.
No, you don't. You push it in, so you get a pressed quarter.
No, he's taking the money.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's be honest. Who's going to take the money in that situation? Who doesn't just push it into the machine?
Penny?
Come on.
Well, Caden doesn't. He takes it because he needs that money, and now he's up to $1.51. So you're well on your way. Give me another coordinate.
Okay. J3.
J3. All right. Let's see what happens there. Papers are stuck together. All right. Ooh. Caden, you get caught snooping around the backside of Space Mountain, and you lose a penny. That doesn't hurt you too much. That's all right. You end up with a
not a penny.
Sad. You end up with $1.50, and you are one of our winners, Caden.
Woo!
Prizes tonight, of course, provided by Theme Park Connection. Check them out online at themeparkconnection.com.
All right,
When will my
Kaden.
prize be coming around Avatar Land?
Get out of here, Kaden.
Kaden lost all $1.50.
Let's bring on someone who may not know that we send out prizes 3 months after you win them. James, how you doing
Nick
today?
was very busy this weekend, in case you haven't heard.
I had to get new glasses, all right? I had to go for an eye exam and everything.
Oh, boy.
Read a little chart. James, thank you for playing the map game with us.
I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Now, I think you probably heard how we're playing here. You need to end up with at least 71 cents.
7!
No, 71. Kaden did pretty good there. And so let's see how you do, James. Give me a letter number A through J, 1 through 6.
G5.
G5. All right, let's see what happens there. Ooh, as the railroad rounds the corner, 60 cents rolls out from under your seat. So you're starting off pretty good. 60 cents for you. Let's pick another one.
B7.
B7? Wait, no, it only goes up to 6.
Boo.
I did that on purpose so we wouldn't say 7 like 80 billion times. All right, A through J, 1 through 6.
B6.
B6, all right. On the boat ride from the Polynesian to the Magic Kingdom, you get way too excited. You stand up and you drop 7 cents.
7?
Yeah, 7. Ridiculous.
We're the biggest bunch of idiots like ever.
All right, so you have 53 cents, James. You need to find some more change if you want to win this one. Let's see what you can do.
A4.
A4. You venture backstage at Adventureland and find 8 cents a cast member dropped on the ground. So
now they can't buy bananas at property control.
All right, Jim. Well, that that brings your total up to 61 cents, 10 cents short of what you need. Sorry about that, James.
Oh, well.
All right, we'll talk to you again next time. Call us on the next game, and we'll see if we can get you some prizes from Theme Park Connection. That's as easy as it is, folks.
That's why we call it the stupid map.
No, that was fun. We got plenty more left.
For
Look at all
those
this
that don't
stuff.
know the backstory, one week we forgot to make a game. So at the last minute, I made a map, and I drew squares, and we let people pick squares, and they had to find, like, 999 happy haunts.
Yes, they did.
And so many people called in
Look at that.
to play the game that we said, all right, well, I guess we got to do this stupid map. Look at this. Someone's calling now. This map game. Stupid map game.
Hey, we have Chris on the line now. Chris, where are you calling from?
Arlington, Virginia.
In Virginia. You ready to play the map game with us?
Oh, I am.
All right. Now, you familiar with the landscape of the Magic Kingdom? Pretty important here.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So I need a coordinate here. You need to end up with at least 71 cents of found money throughout the park. So give me a coordinate. You got A through J. You need a letter and a number 1 through 6.
Okay, let's go with C3.
All right. C3. You can't resist buying a Dole Whip, and you get the wrong change back. You're missing a quarter, minus 25 cents, starting out in the hole. 25 cents down. So you're at negative 25 cents. Let's see if we get you out of that. A through J, 1 through 6.
Okay, let's go with E2.
E2. Ooh, good one. You take a peek inside Cinderella's fountain over there and see all those coins there. So you dip your hand in and scoop out a few. You got 74 cents there. So 74 plus negative 25.
You know that money goes to, like, charity, right?
Well, he scooped it out. Not me.
Oh, man.
Not me. So that's 49 cents. Am I doing that math right? I think so. Yes, I'm going to call it yes. So you got 49 cents. You need 71 cents. You got one more pick left. Let's see what you can do.
Let's go with D4.
D4. Oh, no. Trader Sam tricks you into a bad deal. You come out behind 21 cents. So, yeah, taking 21 cents out of that.
What a crock.
28 cents. Not the 71 cents you need, but we appreciate you playing tonight.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, call us back anytime. Play another game. If you guys want to play map game, you give us a call. We'll play all night. 407-774. Wow, I can't believe you never did that one before.
I know, right? I'm grasping a bit strong.
407-774-8255. Maybe you can win a prize from Theme Park Connection. We'll take your calls when we return. Now,
Guardians of the Galaxy's playing.
When we get back, we're also going to be talking a little bit about the attendance, right, in the summer of 2016. What's going on at the park. So we'll do that, and we'll take your calls when we get back here on WDW News Tonight.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 877-247-1585. 877-247-1585. 877-247-1585. That's 877-247-1585.
Hi, Bill Files here, GM of Salem Media Group Orlando. You've heard me talk about half-price tuition, a great new program we have where folks just like you can purchase tuition to the finest Christian schools in Central Florida at half price. No catch, no kidding. I want to share with you some comments from a listener who recently purchased tuition for her daughter. This listener called me, and once she found out that the program was for real, she and her husband decided to buy it. She said, "Before we hang up, I wanted to thank you and to share with you that my husband and I have been praying for a way to send our girl to Christian school. Your half-price tuition program has made that possible. Thank you." This is what it's all about. If you or someone you know could benefit from our half-price tuition program, I hope you'll give me a call, 407-618-1760, or visit our website, AmazingRadioDeals.com. Half-price tuition, another positive idea from Salem Media Group Orlando.
Schools like the Geneva School and Altamont Christian School are available right now. Go online to AmazingRadioDeals.com.
Surprise in the skies!
All right, Tom, back here at WDW News Tonight, having fun playing the map game.
And somebody.
And we have another contestant on the line. Valerie, good evening. Valerie?
Oh, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Now, I heard in your voice you were worried that you called in too late to play the map game. It sounded like, but no, you called just in time.
Great.
Just in time. So we're gonna play the map. She's excited, Tom. So let's play the map game. I don't know if you've been listening, but you got to walk away with at least 71 cents of found change around the Magic Kingdom Park, and you do that by giving me 3 coordinates here. We'll do one at a time, see what you get. So give me a letter A through J and a number 1 through 6.
Okay, I'll start with C1.
Is that C as in like Carl?
Yeah.
All right, C1. You had a blast exploring Tom Sawyer's cave and found a few quarters inside the caves. So now you get 75 cents. You got 3 quarters there. So you're well on your way. You don't want to lose anything now. You got 75 cents. Doing pretty good. Let's see what else you can do. Give me a letter and a number.
J4?
J4. All right. This was a good one. You come up with a good lie to tell the security guard at the Contemporary Resort security gate. And you get 32 cents.
Wait, how did you get money for that?
Because it was a good lie.
No, you just get the park there then.
So you got 107 cents, otherwise known as $1.07.
Wait, that's 107 cents.
That's right.
I know it is 107 cents.
All right, let's see if you can stay above that 71-cent mark. Go ahead, Valerie, with another letter and number.
Did anyone say E1 yet?
Let's see. No, E1 is still available. Look at this. You leave It's a Small World with more than just a catchy tune in your head. You got 62 cents as well.
Again, you stole
charity.
What did I do?
That's charity money in the trough.
Whatever. It's not me that's stealing this money. It's these people who want theme park connection gifts. So, Valerie, congratulations there. You got 162 cents.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
All right, but no, we're not actually sending you 162 cents unless you want.
Cheaper than the prize, probably. So if she wants that, we could just send her some change.
You either get 162 cents, you get a prize from Theme Park Connection, or you get what's in the box. Do you want to take a chance and go for what's in the box? There is no
Theme Park Connection prize.
Oh, good. There is no box. All right. Valerie, we appreciate you calling. Hold on the line. I'm going to grab your address. We can send out a prize to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So it's easy as that.
Someone in the chat, we have learned nothing from that guy on Pirates with the Finger. It's true. Do not reach into It's a Small World to grab change. Number one, you're stealing from charity. And number two, you're going to lose
a finger. It happens. All right, Tom, for the rest of this hour, you want to bring on some of the WWNT crew?
Sure, by the time I introduce everybody, it'll be time for a commercial. But who's here? I know Jason's down there. Eric Lancy's down there somewhere.
I am. Hi.
David Smith.
Hey there, everybody.
Ron Deanna. Maybe. And Ashley Jasmer down there, too. They're putting down there in our Brady Bunch reenactment this evening. Someone else wants to play the map game. Let's hurry up and start before we can do any more map games. So, of course, this has been an interesting couple of months for Walt Disney World leading into the summer. Of course, Rivers of Light was delayed, and there was the Jungle Book thing, and then nothing else seemed to open on time. The June 17th and 21st opening dates were kind of late, but then on top of that, there's been a lot of things happening in Orlando. Obviously, we had two fairly big tragedies. There was the Pulse nightclub incident and, of course, the alligator attack. And then beyond that, apparently the rest of the world is having problems. There's, of course, everything going on in Britain. And then there's a whole lot of stuff going on in Brazil, which apparently is 35% of our summer tourism here in Orlando are Brazilian. I know that's probably not surprising based on the tour groups you've probably seen around the park. So what has happened at Walt Disney World is crowds have not been close to any of the summers we've had the last several years, despite this being a year where a lot of new things have opened. It seems no one is coming to Orlando. And to give you an idea, I left LaGuardia Airport just last night, and I was the only person in security. At LaGuardia Airport in New York, that does not happen, especially July 5th. That's not a time where you could go through and there's no one in security. So very clearly, something is going on at Walt Disney World. It's obviously a combination of a lot of things, but I wanted to ask our illustrious panel, maybe if there's some other insight into what has happened. The wheels have kind of come off on this summer at Walt Disney World.
Well, here's one thing that I'm thinking, and it doesn't have anything to do with the summer, but it doesn't bode well for future years, is that Disney has opened a bunch of new things for the summer, and the crowds are not coming, and yet the Brazilians are going to come anyway if they're going to come, and they're not going to come if they don't, and it's regardless of whether anything new opened or not. So what this sort of leads me to think is that opening new things doesn't necessarily make people come to the parks. There's far more important things happening in the world and in people's lives than what happens
in Brazil.
In Disney
you also
World.
have the Olympics. I mean,
well, you do.
I think
right.
It's fair to say there will be many Brazilians who have chosen to go
to
see
go
the
to the Olympics instead of coming to Disney World. Right. So the question is, if Disney's not drawing in Americans or anywhere else for that matter, when the Brazilians don't come, but Disney's opening new things and people that aren't from Brazil still aren't coming. So the question is, how does Disney draw these people in? It's apparently not by opening new attractions, but maybe on the flip side of that, maybe people are staying away on purpose, like the Brazilians are staying away because they're going to the Olympics. But what if everybody else is staying away because Hollywood Studios is a nightmare of construction walls, and Animal Kingdom's not staying open late, and Rivers of Light is delayed? So you've got two sort of competing things here, I think, that we have to take into account.
Remember October 1st, 1971, Walt Disney World opened. People expected, the place was going to come unhinged with people, and a lot of people didn't show up, and that was because they thought, well, a lot of people might go, maybe we shouldn't go. So maybe, a Frozen attraction seems like a thing that'd be fairly popular. Maybe people thought,
so it is,
maybe
but
we should wait.
But I think when you're talking about travel, you really have to look back 4 to 6 months to really understand why the crowd levels are where they're at. So I don't think we can directly attribute them to the recent events of the last month, but I think you got to go back 4 to 6 months and say, they weren't really publicizing that Frozen was going to open on this time period. I think
or any of those new things. The only thing that had a date was Rivers of Light.
The only news that was being talked about that far ago or that long ago was everything that was closed, all the construction that was being done. You add that on top of that was around the time we got price increases. So it doesn't really surprise me that you're seeing lower crowds this summer. I think as things start opening, you get word of mouth. Now I bet you the Christmas season is going to be jammed-packed more than ever before. You'll start seeing the crowds next year pick up again.
I think to David's point, part of that and why you might begin to see crowds increase as the holidays approach is that sort of the phased openings. We saw it with New Fantasyland, and I think maybe this is a little backlash that people didn't like that the phased opening of New Fantasyland began in December of 2012 and didn't finish until May of 2014. So maybe people are waiting, hedging their bets just a little bit that we don't need to go when the phase one opens of Epcot or Animal Kingdom. Maybe we can wait 6 to 9 months and we can see more as opposed to just the initial phase.
Star Wars Land is announced at this point, so and I mean that has a fair amount of publicity. Needless to say, anytime we post something on Star Wars Land, it gets a lot of traffic. Do we think the world is like, hey, they're going to build a Star Wars Land? I want to see that. Oh, it's not open yet? Let's not go yet.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
And if you've watched Universal the last couple of years, I don't often give Universal credit, but I think very smart thing they've done is the Harry Potter lands have not been advanced, at least the second one was not announced until it was almost, it was physically there already. Jaws had closed and most of it was there by the time they announced Diagon Alley. And I think they knew they didn't want people to not come in the interim. They didn't want people to just wait till that was done.
All right, guys, we're coming to the end of the hour break, hard break here at the bottom of the hour. So we're going to have to put a pause on this discussion. We continue it next hour. We do have a contestant on, Matt. I'm sorry we ran out of time this hour. We're going to take you when we get back in the next hour. We're going to play the map game. We have the man. We got to meet the man for the map game. We'll have one more contestant for the map game before we put that to bed for tonight. So Matt, hold on for a moment. And when we get back in the second hour, we're also going to bring the crew on to come talk about some things. Drinking around Walt Disney World, Tom. This was a subject you wanted to get into for quite some time.
It's something we've never done, not even in the 300 and something episodes of the podcast have we ever really talked about just drinking.
Yeah. So we're going to get into that. Restaurants, lounges.
And we're going to preview the 9th anniversary show on Friday. Lots of announcements to make.
Lots of cool things. So stay tuned to WDW News tonight here at 1520 WBZW and also around the globe at listen.wdwnt.com.
Celebrating 50 years as Apopka's hometown station. 1520 WBZW. Apopka, Orlando. Community events, financial news, weather, traffic, and more.
A service of Salem Media Group.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. Newt Gingrich, one of Donald Trump's potential vice presidential candidates, made a campaign appearance with the presumptive Republican nominee this evening. Gingrich says the country needs a leader like Donald Trump.
He has had a lifetime of creating jobs, a lifetime of building buildings, a lifetime of getting things done. Everybody else talked about how he would like to sort of change Washington a little bit in a calm and such way. This guy's going to kick over the table.
Meanwhile, two potential vice presidential candidates seem to bow out of the proceedings. GOP Senators Bob Corker and Joni Ernst announced that they decided to serve their country in different ways. Top Senate Republicans want to know more about the FBI's investigation into Hillary Clinton and her use of a private email server. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the FBI should make public the interview it conducted last weekend with Clinton.
The American people would like to see what Hillary Clinton said to the FBI.
While Texas Senator John Cornyn says all the information related to the investigation should be made public.
Director Comey talked about the importance of transparency in this highly unusual case, and only when we get the complete investigation out, including that 3.5-hour interview with the FBI, will the American people have the information they need in order to make a final judgment.
Meanwhile, this evening, Attorney General Loretta Lynch announced that indeed no charges would be filed in the Clinton email case. There's now a second video showing two white police officers involved in the shooting death of a black man outside of a convenience store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was taken by the store's owner and released this evening. He says he shot the video on his cell phone. It shows the shooting of Alton Sterling from a slightly different angle than another video taken by a community activist and widely circulated on the internet. On Wall Street, the Dow by 78 points, the Nasdaq rose 36, the S&P advanced 11, oil at $47.69 a barrel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Bill Bennett here to tell you about Augusta Precious Metals. What if you could store your IRA or 401k where you can see, touch, and hold it in person in the form of physical gold and silver coins? I know I would, and you can't do that with stocks. With the Augusta Gold and Silver IRA, you can transfer retirement savings into physical coins and store them where you can actually see them. Free shipping, zero management fees, and Augusta pays all upfront costs. Getting started is absolutely free. Rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau, enjoys a 98% 5-star customer satisfaction rating with TrustLink.org. Trust Augusta. Call toll-free 1-855-222-5882 now for your free guide to Augusta Gold IRAs. Call toll-free 1-855-222-5882. That's 1-855-222-5882, or visit AugustaPreciousMetals.com.
Welcome back to WDW News Tonight live on AM 1520 WBZW and listen at WDWNT.com and on YouTube. Yeah. So before we do anything, this show is off next week. WDW News Tonight is not on next Wednesday. The reason for that is we are on for 3 hours on Friday that we are not usually on. The reason for that is it is our annual anniversary show. So WDW News Today's 9th anniversary spectacular is this Friday night, July 8th, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in that show. We're going to do a live discussion. We haven't done that in a long time. We have a star-studded edition of WDWNT, the match game for you. The return of Town Square Talk, a segment we haven't done in many, many, many years.
Nice.
Because we have a lot of big announcements to make on Friday as well. So it is going to be should be a really fun show. Memories from the last 9 years, a couple of new fun segments. Some really big announcements, match game, much, much more. Friday, 3 hours. Also here on AM 1520 WBZW and at listen.wdwnt.com. And Jason, I believe we're going to be video for that show as well, right? We're not just going to do audio for that. We haven't really talked about it. Jason's not there.
Just Jason's head.
So yeah, again, no news tonight. Next week, we're taking a week off. We will be back July 20th. But don't miss Friday night. for 3 hours. Will Herbert be there? I don't know. There's lots of surprises in store. As you know, if you've ever heard our infamous anniversary shows, there's always, you can expect the unexpected from WDWN.
All right, WDW News Tonight is brought to you by Magical Travel. Magical Travel, an authorized Disney vacation planner, is always ready to assist you in making your next trip to the Walt Disney World Resort, the Walt Disneyland Resort, or aboard the Disney Cruise Line even more magical. Right now, you get a free dining plan when you buy a package that includes a room at select Walt Disney World Resort Hotel and ticket for arrivals most nights between August 23rd and December 21st, 2016, when you book by July 8th. So you just have 2 more days to hop on that deal. The number of rooms available for this offer is limited, so act fast. For more information, just head over to magicaltravel.com and go ahead and book your next Disney trip today. All right, we have a caller patiently waiting to play the map game with us. Good evening, Matt. Thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate it.
Hi.
All right, so Matt will play the map game. Where are you calling from, Matt?
Rochester, New York.
Rochester, New York.
Southern New York. We love our New Yorkers. We love our Pennsylvanians.
Pennsylvanians.
Pennsylvanians. Thank you. There you go.
Whatever you want to call them.
Much better. Yeah, who cares? From New York.
Right, that's the New York way.
So we're playing the map game. So what you need to do is if people drop some change. You know, that happens around the Magic Kingdom Park. You find change. So you need to walk away with 71 cents at the end of the day here. You need to do that by picking 3 coordinates for me. And so the coordinates correspond to a grid over the Magic Kingdom. So I need you to pick a letter between A and J, the number between 1 and 6.
G5.
G5 is taken. Can you grab me another one?
Sure, how about G4?
G4, that's perfect. All right, G4. A Run Disney race takes you backstage. You take out your phone to take pictures and drop 55 cents.
That's what you get for running a Run Disney.
That is what you get. So you're at negative 55 cents, but don't worry, there's plenty of places with some more cash on the board. So go ahead and pick another letter number for me.
B3.
B3, that one's taken.
How about B4?
B4. Hippos attack your boat. You drop 44 cents.
Only there was 10.
Ouch.
Oof. Don't worry, there are a couple big ones on the board if you to get that money back, but you're negative 99 cents. All right, so let's see what you can do. Pick another letter number for me.
E5.
E5. Ooh, when you hopped aboard the Walt Disney World Railroad, you accidentally dropped some change on the track. Negative 16 cents for a total of negative $1.15. So you owe us
a record.
Yeah, or
he owes us.
He owes $1.15, Matt. It's okay. I'll if you get on hold, I'll give you our station address. You could send a check, money order. You can PayPal me if you need to. But we need that. We need that $1.15. Sorry.
Good.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you playing tonight. Call us anytime. We do appreciate it. The map game, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of games, Nick, we have a special opportunity for everyone.
Okay.
Friday, we're playing the match game.
We are.
Pretty big deal. Those of you who are, because obviously the anniversary show gets a big crowd. People know it's usually a big deal. But because you are our most loyal viewers and you're watching us here live at WDW News Tonight right now, we have a pre-registration opportunity for Match Game on Friday, which will have some fantastic prizes from Theme Park Connection, I assure you. So we're looking for 4 contestants, which will be chosen at random from our pre-registration pool, which we are going to do tonight. Nick, how do they pre-register? Where do you want that sent?
You could email me, nick@wdwnt.com. Or if you want to, for whatever reason, that's the easiest way. That's the best possible way. It's the way I could organize everything. If you absolutely have to, you could call me. I'll take down your info by phone, 407-774-8255. But the best thing is to get in touch with me, nick@wdwnt.com. Put match game in the subject, and then in the body of the email, give me your name and your phone number and your address as well.
Someone new in the chat asked, "What is the match game?"
Oh.
I want you to imagine
a world.
A game where no one can score. Yes, it is that exciting. The match game, you need to look up. There's a real, actually just came back. I haven't watched it yet. It just came back. It's a real game show match game where you have to match your answers with celebrities. I suggest, go on YouTube, look up a match game video. You'll find them very easily. You see how they play the game. And yeah, there you go. And then we do a Disney-fied version of that. And it's WDWNT the match game. And that's what it is. So pre-registration, just for you, our News Tonight listeners. Should be fun.
All right, we have a new segment coming up in a few moments. We're gonna debut a new segment here on the show. Funny comments of the week, because there's so many comments that go to the WWNT site.
We call it social media madness.
There you go. These comments just kind of get lost in the show. We want to bring them to light here on the radio show, so we'll do that.
We'll talk about it.
We'll do that in just a little bit.
I want to bring the panel back. I want to finish our summertime discussion real fast. See if anybody else, whoever we haven't heard from, has any possible insight into why this summer at Walt Disney World is failing horribly.
I think Ron was having some technical issues, but he might be back online now.
Yeah.
Ron?
Maybe.
In the meantime, if Ashley, if you would like to.
Sure. I think everybody was kind of right. I think it's a combination of they didn't promote it well, and 6 months ago all they talked about was the construction, so everybody decided, well, maybe this summer isn't the time to go. And it kind of hurts my heart a little, but I think people also might be catching on to summer is not a good time to visit Florida, that you wait until the fall, which is what I do personally. I mean, I don't think you could pay me really to go in the middle of the summer.
I don't know about you, but I love stepping outside and just spontaneously combusting.
Yeah, I get enough of that here in Georgia. I don't need to pay to make it that much worse in Orlando. And I think that's what, and the heat too. I think this summer has been brutal in the South, and even the people that might drive down for a long weekend aren't going because it's just too hot.
Yeah. We still can't hear
Ron. I think... He's there. We can't hear him.
Talk to you Friday, Ron. Oh, boy.
Poor Ron.
The other thing that has been brought up that I think is of value is the new annual pass holder structuring. I think, number one, those were pretty significant price increases. But I think, not that a lot of people didn't renew, but a lot of people may have renewed at a lower level. Some of those lower levels are basically seasonal passes that block out people for most of the summer. And an annual pass holder, save a few $100s, may have said, well, we'll go see that new stuff when it's not crowded and when our pass is good again in September. And I think that this is the first year really of that structuring. So that might be playing a role in here too. I mean, annual pass holders don't make up a huge percentage, but they're a big enough number in the visitor pool of Walt Disney World.
Yeah, and that would be something that Disney brought on themselves.
And they wanted to bring upon themselves. I mean, we talked about that. They wanted to distribute people where they wanted to distribute them.
Right, and to be honest, it's probably better for the guests that do visit in the summer that it's nowhere near as crowded as it usually is. I mean, anybody who's going out there and braving the sweltering heat and self-combustion, deserves a break, and the lower crowd certainly is nice for them.
Someone in the chat said Universal. Universal, the crowds are down as well. It is across the board, town-wide. It's not like no one's just going to Disney and they're all going to Universal, because that's really stupid. They all kind of rely on each other. It's kind of a dumb thought to have, honestly.
Calling our listeners dumb.
I'm not saying they're dumb. I think it's not a intelligent line of thought. If attendance goes up at Disney, it generally goes up at Universal, and vice versa. I mean, Harry Potter did just as much for Disney as it did for Universal. Sure, Universal needed it more, but people certainly came here, saw Harry Potter, and said, well, while we're here, we should definitely go to Disney.
Is my audio working?
Hey, there's
Yay!
All right, two USB mics seem to be conflicting with each other. One thing I've heard from, my stepmother says, don't come to Florida right now. We have Zika here, so I wonder if that's been anybody's thought.
That could be it too. I mean, between that, the alligator, and the shooting, I mean, Florida seems like a pretty unsafe place right now.
Well, I mean, Orlando always was unsafe.
Is it locals or is it just traveling people as well? I know
it's bad when OPT has the least number of incidents in a year compared to the rest of Orlando. What were you going to say, Ron?
I know people who've been trying to book hotels in like February of next year, and most of them were gone.
It's possible that it's really just this summer. I think another thing that David said people plan months in advance. Months ago, the only thing that had an opening date was Rivers of Light, and funny thing is, that's the only thing that didn't make it this summer at all. Everything else was announced a month in advance, those opening dates. People didn't want to take a chance and just book on the slight chance that something would be open. I think people wanted to make sure something would actually be there, which point, makes sense.
I know people personally who normally would have came in the summer, but they're putting off their vacation until everything kind of opens up, or a few more things. They were waiting on Frozen to book their vacation stuff. Now that we knew about, like you said, it was only a month out. They didn't have enough time, so they just had booked for the fall. Things will be open by then, and maybe even Rivers of Light. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a good point. I know. Me personally, I'm waiting until 2019 until Pandora opens to book my next trip.
Yeah, you won't. skip the WDW Celebrations event.
Oh Lord,
those aren't very good.
And also, not just the Brexit thing, but the whole euro and pound are both bad to the dollar right now.
They are terrible. Yes.
So
our two biggest foreign tourist markets are in the toilet right now, and that's definitely a big problem. That, and I think locals, because of heat and alligators and other things going on, just don't want to come. It really has been like this incredible storm of misfortune on Orlando this summer. What I think many expected to be the record summer because of what was opening in this town. I mean, even SeaWorld opened a blockbuster new attraction. Frozen is, of course, this cultural phenomenon, but that's not to detract that the other parks in Orlando have opened things of some interest to people.
And the Orlando Eye is open.
Shut up.
And discounts have been down this year. What they offered with free dining, I think room discounts were a little less than they've been, and that could have affected this. So if it really is hurting them,
there are like no promotion. Currently, there's nothing.
Yeah, they're really just the most basic of promotions being offered right now.
Right. I think maybe Disney didn't want people coming this summer. Maybe they knew Rivers isn't ready and things were running late, and it was just best to just get people to come later.
Could be. I think Ron has a great point, because not only are people from Britain, Canada, and Brazil not coming here, but it also encourages travel to Europe and Britain and those other locations from the U.S. So
That's
people
true.
choosing to go overseas rather than Florida, perhaps.
Yeah. Someone said the people are... Oh, God, I'm sorry.
We're talking about international travelers. Is there a possibility that the fact that we're really beginning to enter a very contentious presidential election cycle, people might be just a little apprehensive, just sort of not knowing where we're headed over the next several years? 8 years ago, we were essentially going off a cliff in an election cycle that didn't begin all too dissimilar to the way it's beginning right now.
It's true.
Yeah.
I just looked at next weekend, the weekend of the 15th, and see what was available for rooms. Every single hotel had something available except the Swan and Dolphin, and half of them have some sort of promotion going on.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's been crazy how the parks are pretty empty. I mean, like 2002 level empty.
Except the Contemporary. The Contemporary is $1,100 a night for some reason. Everything else is
probably a convention.
Those are the suites.
Yeah, everything else is.
Are those the fitness suites? Are they the fitness suites? Remember those? Those didn't happen.
My.
Boy.
Wow.
But it's not just theme park attendance. I can tell you the last several years, if you look at the Run Disney registration, every pre-sale was selling out, and then by the end of the first week of any open registration, every single Run Disney event was selling out. It is still possible right now to run every race in the Walt Disney World Marathon for 2017 except for the half marathon. And if you buy it as a package of either the Dopey Challenge or the Goofy Challenge, that's still available. That registration has been open for more than 2 months. So it's not just theme park attendance is down. Even some of their special events are really, we saw it with the after hours events that really just were not successful at all. I wonder if some of these special hard ticket events that are going to happen throughout the rest of the summer and the fall, if they're going to continue to perform at the subpar levels of the after hours event, because the Run Disney races certainly seem to be trending that way as well.
What's funny is there's some of those events that sell really well. That Star Wars dessert party is consistently selling out, but I think it's also a much fairer price point at $69. But obviously some of the other stuff we don't really know. I don't really have a gauge on how well that Tony's Town Square Electrical Parade package is faring or things like that. But I know that dessert party for Star Wars still just really doing wonderful.
I mean, we were discussing over the weekend that this summer in Boston seems less crowded than it is. It's usually a big tourist season here.
Yeah, LaGuardia was empty, which doesn't mean just Orlando. That means like that's New York traveling to anywhere, which on July 5th is usually a madhouse. So it's definitely, it's everywhere. But I mean, obviously we follow Walt Disney World and we're noticing it. It's a little easier to track tourism in Orlando because you could look at wait times and how busy parks are. I mean, in New York City, there isn't really an app that tells you like the wait times for everything in New York City. But we can pretty easily tell by looking at all the parks and their wait times and hotel occupancy that things are happening. Go ahead.
It's interesting, Tom, that you said that because if you look at one of the indicators that we do have in New York, which is Broadway grosses, which are a typically local crowd, they actually were up from the last couple of previous years for the July 4th weekend. So that tells us that a lot more people were staying in New York this 4th of July rather than heading out of town, which was the usual direction that people would go. So maybe just travel across the board and across the country is down.
That's why they're building a Legoland in upstate New York. Did you hear about that?
No. It's like 3 minutes from me.
All right.
Legoland, Goshen. Anyway,
all right, we'll bring on the rest. We'll bring on the crew again in a little while to talk about drinking around Walt Disney World. It'll be a fun discussion. But now, Tom, we want to introduce a brand new segment to the show. What do we call this?
Social media madness.
There we go.
Because we apparently get the most psychotic, inane comments sometimes on Facebook and Twitter.
You do. All right. So the first one, I'm going to call this the most ridiculous comment of the week right here. This was on the one of the alligator posts. All right. Doug writes in, alligators rarely come this far north. Where did this one come from? I hope it wasn't from Animal Kingdom. From this far north? It's from there.
More?
All right. So this one, I don't even know what the heck this guy was talking about. Like grammatically, this one doesn't make sense. This was on the D23 holding after hours event at the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Joe writes in, Orlando residents have taken over Walt Disney World. Jealous? ? Yes, but not leaving, deserting my past or family. What did I mean? I don't even know what you're trying to say, Joe. I'm sorry. The get off my lawn comment of the week comes to us from Elijah, who really commented the Disneyland Forever fireworks to be discontinued for budgetary reasons post. Elijah wrote in, I live down the street from Disneyland. Every night at 9:35 for 12 to 15 minutes, I am jolted by their fireworks. It sounds like bombs going off. I sincerely hope they're at least shortened. Why do they have to be so loud? Cat face. I don't know, little whiskers and everything. I don't don't know why the cat face is there.
That's what makes it, though.
The cat face. And it's not like,
Can we also, Tom and Nick are angry about things. Tom's angry about something.
So,
if you buy a house in Anaheim, newsflash, there's fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks. Fireworks.
Don't live there.
Best comment making fun of Disney fans. This comes from someone's calling themselves 37-year-old mom who lives in Celebration, Florida. This was on the Coca-Cola store post, right? How many times can you eat? Most people there, as shows in photos above, are significantly overweight as it is, and I'll give it, there's some high-end stores, but with clothing, I've never seen the T-shirt wearing Disney crowd wear. So, got maybe got a point. I don't know.
I don't know. This is polo, man. It's in your face.
It is a little bit.
I'm wearing Nautica jeans too, sucker.
The most out of context comment of the week. I don't know what this guy was going for or why he put it here, but this was on the fuel rod post. Fuel rod post, Chris writes in, peanut allergies were the way to weed out the weak. Maybe. I don't know. And finally, Tom, we have an award for we have to get these two people together, comment of the week. So this is on the popcorn bucket refills post. Keith writes in, who in the hell eats that much popcorn? Can't imagine this matters to more than a dozen people. Whereas Awesome Amy writes in, I got all happy when I saw the rest of the day. Man, I thought it would be forever or at least a year or something. To be honest, I could still do a lot of damage to popcorn carts in a day.
Wow.
Awesome Amy. So there you go.
My new favorite thing. You know how many of those I read a week and I just sit there and I giggle? We really should have been sharing those all along. They get psychotic. And they're getting very political now, too.
Oh, my. There were some Trump and Hillary comments in there about going in the Hall of Presidents. People getting a little rowdy in there. So there you go. New segments of WDW News tonight. When we get back, we'll be bringing the crew back on, talking about drinking around Walt Disney World, some lounge reviews, and other kind of stuff like that. So stay tuned.
The Apopka Fire Department want kids to stay safe in the car. Road injuries are the leading cause of preventable deaths and injuries among children. Safety seats can reduce that risk by up to 71%. Here are some tips. Make sure all passengers are buckled up while the car is in motion. Young kids should be secured in a car seat according to their height, weight, and age. See manufacturer or stop by any Apopka fire station for assistance. Children younger than 6 are to be in a federally approved car seat. It's the law. And don't forget to register your safety seat so that you're notified about any product recalls. To find out more, go to apopka.net. So from the Apopka Fire Department, remember these easy tips. Make sure all passengers are buckled up while the car is in motion. Young kids should be secured in a car seat according to their height, weight, and age. See the manufacturer's label for all the details. Or make sure you stop by any Apopka fire station for complete assistance. Children younger than 6 are to be in a federally approved car seat. It's the law. And register your safety seat so you're notified about product recalls. For more details, go to apopka.net. That's apopka.net. The safety reminder from the Apopka Fire Department.
In the market for a new home? Write down this number, 407-247-4184. Growing up, you didn't notice if your home was small or if the curtains were old. The important things about home were jumping into bed with mom and dad during a storm, getting to lick the spoon whenever mom baked a cake, and playing hide and seek in the backyard. Now you care about things like good neighborhoods, square footage, and whether or not there's a breakfast nook. You also want to buy a home that gives you all the good feelings of the one you grew up in. A home where you walk in the door and you know this is home. That's where Todd Schroth of RE/MAX Central Realty can help.
Hi, I'm Todd Schroth of RE/MAX Central Realty. A house is more than just a place to keep your things and lay your head. It's where you live life, create memories, and share tradition. Put our 20-plus years experience to work for you, and hey, let's find you a home.
Todd is a local community expert, a gold-level top producer, and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame. Call the Todd Schroth Real Estate Team at RE/MAX Central Realty today. Call 407-247-4184. Online at keepingorlandomoving.com. Come on, let's get moving.
Nearly everyone loves Italian food, but those people who love true, authentic Italian go to Tony's Town Square Cafe. It's because owner and chef Tony Ragu offers home-cooked food from his hometown, Toledo, Ohio. He is 1/8 Italian. Locally sourced Cask Connection freezer items are combined with prepackaged ingredients imported only from the OBT Winn-Dixie, along with mangled recipes from nearly unreadable Buitoni labels. Whether it's quote-unquote pizza, or that soup of the day which just hasn't changed in 14 years, taste for yourself at Tony's Town Square, just steps away from that hat store that sells pins. Come taste what the guide map is calling Italian food, only at Tony. And maybe at Portobello. Welcome back to WDW News Tonight, brought to you by what the guide map is calling Italian.
Oh yeah, Tony's Town Square. Good stuff.
It's our best parody commercial. I don't know. There's been like 50 or 60 parody commercials at this point. There's a lot of really great ones. That one's up there, but I don't know.
We're planning on playing a few. Being a little nostalgic on Friday.
Yeah, someone said we need an album. Everyone always says that, an album. And maybe we'll finally get that out soonish. Yeah, someone brought up Fast Blank Plus.
That's a good one.
That's one of my favorites. Yeah. Anyway, so there's something we've never talked about on these shows. We never really have talked about a lot of alcohol. People like alcohol. People like to drink. People like to drink at Walt Disney World. We've never really ever talked about it much. I mean, obviously we reviewed Trader Sam's, we reviewed Jock Lindsay's, things like that, but we've never really just talked about, we've often compared restaurants and food versus food, but never really talked about the beverages. So what I want to do, we've got a fair amount of time here. I want to talk about drinking at Walt Disney World. What are the mistakes people make when they drink at Walt Disney World, other than drinking too much and falling into World Showcase Lagoon? What are the mistakes people make? What are the best places to go? What are the misconceptions? What are the things you should be doing? That's what I want to talk about in this segment. So,
are we allowed to show drinks?
Yeah,
is that okay.
Nick and I are not allowed to drink in the studio for obvious reasons. This is a professional workplace.
Too bad.
The rest of you are free to do.
I don't know.
That being said, I did bring the souvenir cup. What is that cup that you're glitching through?
It's hard to see. It's hard to see. This is a Tip Top Colada.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Are your Tip Top Coladas just as good as?
I don't know. I think I need some more green, so I'm going to put some more green in it.
Maybe you should have a green screen because you're just seeing through everything.
That's true. Maybe, yeah. That's the problem, is the green.
In honor of the show, I did bring my light up dockside margaritas cup. So, yeah, a couple of weeks. Anyway, who else is drinking in this segment? I want to know.
I am.
I've got some scotch.
Even Ashley. What a bad influence the rest of you are.
I know, terrible.
Yeah, I'll blame y'all. We can go with that.
What are you drinking?
It's all your fault. It's a poor man's hurricane, which is basically just orange juice and rum.
Okay.
Because I threw it together with what I had.
Ron, what are you drinking?
Auchentoshan American Oak.
I don't even know what that
is. It's a type of scotch. It's a nice fruity lowland. It has nice vanilla hints. It's a very good summer scotch.
It tastes like gasoline.
David, are you drinking? You drink anything?
I'm not tonight. I should be. I just didn't have time to get anything.
Okay.
After the show, though.
Eric, are you partaking, or you're staying?
I am. I'm actually just enjoying craft beer this evening, so it's just out of reach right now. But I will at the next commercial be going to get it back.
Okay. So anyway, we wasted enough time. Let's start with drinking around the world. I think everybody knows when I started the website, I was 18 years old. I was not of legal age to drink, and even once I turned 21, I was not really someone who had alcohol. That is more of a recent thing. Make your jokes now. Anyway, but my one thing I've learned very quickly, Epcot is the worst theme park on earth to drink in.
Yeah.
There are so few things that are really good.
And you have to walk far to get them.
People just grab what, because they feel like there is a place to drink, or at least one place to drink at every pavilion. They feel the need to drink around the world. I've tried at least one thing from every pavilion and have been not impressed by nearly anything. Am I wrong here? Is this incorrect?
No, it's an overrated idea.
No, you're not wrong. I mean,
I understand the idea of it. It's fun to walk around a theme park with a drink in hand. That's great, and Epcot's certainly a very scenic park to do it in. I understand that part of it, but I think quality and price-wise, Epcot is one of the worst places at Walt Disney.
I would defy anybody to tell me that they actually enjoy at least one drink in every country. I truly enjoy.
Every country? No, there are some great drinks, like the Tipsy Duck and Love I really like.
I was going to say that China cart. The China cart is unbelievable. There's some really good stuff.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Tipsy Duck in Love it's the chocolate one, right?
It's like coffee, tea, bourbon. I think there's a little bit of chocolate in there
too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love that. But then everybody also likes it. There's a fruity drink at that cart that everybody goes crazy about. I've tried it, and I think it's actually pretty good.
Food and Wine used to bring out really nice, unique offerings. Food and Wine turned into Food and Wine, Flower and Garden, and then things that you can find at either event, you can now find at other locations. Like at Food and Wine and Flower and Garden, there used to be the Dole Whip with rum that is now at Trader Sam's. So some of the things that were good were unique at one time in maybe one of the pavilions or even one of the Food and Wine carts. It's because now Epcot is sort of a special event year-round. It's no longer, you don't have anything special anymore or anything to sort of look forward to. Hey, I'm traveling to Walt Disney World in the fall. I can enjoy something at Food and Wine, because no matter when you go, you can now sort of have those offerings. And the things that were good are now a lot less special.
And I think, Eric, even going back to the good days of Food and Wine, I never felt like you could get a wine or a specialty drink that you couldn't get someplace else. You know, I never felt like they went way out of what you would normally get. So
no, yeah, some of them were a little like unique, but it wasn't anything that you couldn't reproduce at home, really.
Right.
You know, the other thing that comes to mind when Eric mentioned that is the Sam Adams booth that they built at the American Adventure. You know, that was a Food and Wine booth, and now it's a permanent fixture in the parks. You know, the margarita cart in Mexico was the same kind of thing. They just left it up. And, you know, you could do it year-round. The cart in France where you get the Grand Marnier slushies is the same kind of thing. So I think they have a number of offerings that used to be Food and Wine unique, and people sort of demanded them, I think, to stay year-round because Epcot is the park you drink in.
That being said, the maple bacon stout, that's usually at Smokehouse, is phenomenal.
That's the thing. So my issue with drinking around the world is that I'm more of a beer drinker, and the problem is that most of the countries that are featured, or most of the countries in Epcot, not at Food and Wine specifically, but outside of Food and Wine, most of the countries at Epcot don't make really good beer. Like Norway doesn't make good beer. China doesn't make good beer. Japan doesn't make good beer. France doesn't make good beer. So you've got you know, a handful, you know, ashamedly the Sam Adams booth probably has some of the best beer in Epcot. And that's, you know, the problem with drinking around the world for a beer drinker. The only place that I really like to go to drink at Epcot is La Cava del Tequila. They make good stuff there.
I was going to bring up there's been a lot of discussion on Twitter. People go, oh, they're pre-mixed margaritas now. And it doesn't bother me because they mix them in the morning and have them for the day. I grew up in the restaurant industry. I know that's something you have to do when you have volume. Now, if they were buying these mixes off the shelf and just throwing them in, that's a different story. But I mean,
can we talk about the bigger problem with La Cava?
The 4 square feet it occupies?
No, not that one. But the bigger problem is the price point and the amount. The cup. Hold on, I gotta move myself up here. The cup is like that big, and it's $15. And not only that, that stupid little credit card machine wants to force you to give an 18% tip on a man giving you a juggerita. I don't care if it comes from a jug, but this man has put little to no effort into making this drink. So if I have ordered 2 margaritas, we're already at near $30. Never mind, I have to give this man 18%. And I am a generous tipper, mind you. At most restaurants, I give about 25% or more generally, based on the service, and even at bars for that matter. At a place that's pouring drinks out of a jug, I don't mind giving them a few dollars, but a automatic 18% that you want me to have to hit other and type in a number, just absurd. And the size of the drink cups and the pricing.
Yeah, I mean, look, La Cava is expensive. I think they can get away with it because it is decent stuff compared to most of the other countries, and people kind of know that. The other thing was
the bigger problem is they are operated by the same company that runs Frontera Cocina and Rick's Lounge. Rick's Lounge and Frontera Cocina both have far better drinks. No argument.
But they're not
in
La
Cava.
But they're not in a theme park.
That's true. They're not.
And the other problem with La Cava is La Cava can price themselves that high because they need to reduce demand because they don't have the space.
That's not
if they had a huge amount of space, they would probably have it a little cheaper because they could make up in volume and they don't need to worry about overcrowding. So La Cava is in a kind of peculiar situation, and you can't fault them for doing what they need to do to manage the demand.
Maybe they shouldn't have put it in a closet.
No, they shouldn't have. Absolutely not. They should put San Angel in the closet and move La Cava out.
La Cava should be all of that space.
Yes, it should be.
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when I was a local, it was 15 years ago, drinking around the world for me was going back and forth between Rose and Crown and the Germany cart, and just going back and forth between Beck's and Guinness, because that's what it was. So, I mean, it's definitely an improvement of what it used to be now with the wine bars and all these carts we discussed. So I think it's definitely gotten better, so you don't have to keep having the same things.
Does anyone want to explain to me why anyone cares about Rose and Crown? Because I don't get it.
I
think it's just the coolness of an English pub.
I like British beer.
It's decent beer. It's fine beer. It's better than most places in Epcot, and that's really the problem. Is that though it's not great. I mean, English beer's fine. I will drink it. I don't have a problem with it. But I think it's better than.
Is everything that Rose and Crown should be.
But it's not a theme park.
I understand that, but it could be. Why could it not?
It could be.
Isn't Raglan Road also Irish?
But it's still a pub. I mean, in the end, it's a pub.
I will say
it's fairly similar, regardless. I mean,
I live in Boston, a city that has probably more Irish pubs than Dublin, and I still think that Rose and Crown is a decent Irish pub. The beer selection is the best on property, I think, and probably one of the best in the Orlando area still. Plus, a good full bar. I mean, one of the things I'm going to complain about drinking anywhere in the world is the Scotch selection. I think I have more Scotches in my bar here than if you put all the bars in Walt Disney World together. That they don't have those kind of specialty liquors anywhere. Yeah. Even
I don't think Scotch sells well.
I mean, the only specialty, if you want to get the most variety of a specialty liquor, La Cava, for the amount of tequila that it has is pretty extensive compared to most places at Walt Disney World.
Yeah. I think even V&A's only had maybe 8 or 9 scotches to select from, and they just because they were coming from Meisner's, and I think that crowd is someone who tends to drink.
Yeah, you're right.
Those kind of things.
Yeah.
Oh, Meisner's is the worst. Anyway.
I mean, I think so. Let's stop talking about Epcot and leave it as that's the biggest, the worst place to drink. Let's talk about the best places to drink.
Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is the best theme, even before,
but
Nomad makes it infinitely better. But those stands and bars around Animal Kingdom have specialty drinks that are spectacular.
before all of the walls went up, as overrated as the World Showcase is as underrated as I think the studios were. Prior to the walls going up, I loved going to the studios to drink.
Brown
I loved
Derby
the
has
high
a hell of a drink menu.
the high
Yes,
octane
absolutely.
refreshments. I loved that, and there were always, for whatever reason, there were really good bartenders there that if you asked them for a recommendation, they would make you something off the menu, something that was tasty, something that you could tell had a nice zip, a nice punch to it. They had a good beer selection there. I felt that park did a really nice job with alcohol, and it's something that I really miss now with all of the walls being up, and I hope that that's brought back once it's sort of a full functioning park again.
Imagine if they would have put a bar and an attraction, wouldn't that have been great?
Yeah, really. Well, and what Eric's saying is true. Even before the Brown Derby Lounge came about,
Tune-in lounge, man.
The Brown Derby had a really good drink menu, and then they created the lounge, which made it better.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think that park does need more lounges, really.
Tune-in lounge there is spectacular too.
It does, but it did
is,
always
it's
have
just
good drinks if you knew where to find them. I can remember even during Osborne Lights, they always had the Snowball, and you could always get it right there by Osborne, and if they don't bring it back, I'm gonna cry. I know the lights aren't there anymore, but it still needs to be there because it was one of the best drinks
Bring back the Snowball,
I've ever
we'll
had.
accept the lights being gone.
Yes. I can drink and forget that they're not there.
At that point.
I can look at one flashing light bulb and pretend.
And something that's not unique in Disney World now, but was like a year, 18 months ago, is the alcoholic milkshakes. And Sci-Fi has had those for forever, and the Space Monkey was one I would get every time I was there. But now every place that has a milkshake has the alcoholic
The
version
peaches
too.
and cream ones are spectacular.
Outstanding. They are so good.
I'm excited to try those.
Which one did you get, Eric?
I got the root beer float and the Guinness shake. They were both just outstanding. The Guinness float. They were both really, really good.
Nick, what did we had the
s'mores.
The s'mores.
That was so good. I couldn't get enough of that.
We should go back.
And of course, Deluxe Burger has them now too.
Oh yeah.
Which are excellent.
What was the bacon one?
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
I can't think of it either, but that was the bacon whatever. Yeah.
If
That's
only
so
we
good.
were looking at now.wdwnt.com.
Right?
It's so good.
And you know, and honestly, at Epcot, one of my favorite places, because I'm a big ice cream fan. I like the alcohol, so like the Le Glace has those little martinis, the ice cream martinis that you get the vodka or the rum in, and I love the ice cream at Le Glace. And if you could pour alcohol over that,
there are
I'm
a few
fine.
really great hidden gems at Epcot, and La Cava has some decent stuff, but Artisans, I think, is that ice cream thing is unbelievable.
Have any of you tried the new kakigori drinks?
No, we almost stopped the other day, and we did not. But also, the American Adventure has frozen Coke with alcohol too. So they're all. It seems like most of the pavilions are adding more.
Yeah, is that Red Stag thing? I've had that. They have some kind of like shaved cherry ice with bourbon in it.
Maybe, yeah. That's it.
Tom, on your request here.
There's smoked bourbon gelato shake.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is deluxe.
Since we're
That's
talking
good.
smoked drink, can we rant against the standard bar menu for a minute?
Oh yeah, I hate that they all have it because the lounges, the few specialty drinks that the lounges are allowed to have are spectacular. That plain menu, like I don't mind that they offer those things if people want them, but that shouldn't be the bulk of the menu of most of those lounges. I think that's why we went to Nomad, and you open that menu at Nomad, and you look at it, and you're like, this is a giant menu, and there really is something for everyone, even though there are no pina coladas, and there are no, I don't know. What is
It's new. It's adventure. There's
Magic
adventurous.
Star cocktail.
There's middle of the road stuff there. There's all spectrum of stuff to get there.
Yeah, I think the Magic Star cocktail has run its course.
Yeah. Although the pina colada must live on. But if they had more specialty drinks and more of them, I wouldn't get the pina colada so
Right.
often. If you go to the Wave, they'll make it at the Wave also, but it's supposed to be a top of the world. But that Tip Top Colada, which Jason is drinking now,
Yes,
is phenomenal. I love it. I love it so much. I mean, it's probably 1,000,000 calories, but it's so wonderful.
It's really
and the
good.
fact that they'll make it at the Wave and I don't have to go over to Top of the World is really great. But the lounges, I mean, as I said before, and we're really going to do a more in-depth segment on them at some point. I think I've been to everything, but and I've been to Rick's before, but in the last 2 months, I think I've been to just about every lounge at every resort at Walt Disney World. And the few specialty drinks they have, I think, are really something special. And Nick, we went to Scat Cats.
Yeah.
Which is at French Quarter.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with that one.
What did you get? You had the
I don't
Sazerac?
remember. Yes, the one I couldn't pronounce. That's right.
It was great, and the beer. I
Beer
love
flight.
that beer flight. The Abita beer flight was really, really nice. And again,
And-
only there.
Right,
It's
two
only
different
there.
things that it's what I look for first. I mean, I look for what you have special here that I can't get at other lounges, and I start there. And
Because we've had that. Everyone's had the boilerplate menu.
Yeah.
You want something different.
Remember how we used to talk about this with relation to merchandise at the stores in the parks? And now we're talking about it
I
in
was
relation
just gonna
to,
say
to
that,
the
yeah.
drink menu.
Just going to say that they learn from merchandise. The more custom drinks you can get, the more crowd you're going to pull in.
Oh,
And now
even
we
if
have
you're gonna-
Trader Sam's and Jock Lindsay's and Nomad Lounge.
Right.
And if you're going to do the standard bar menu, at least be consistent.
Right.
With I've had the smoked turkey two or three times now. First one was really, really good at Territory Lounge. Everywhere else I've tried to order it has been awful.
How about Abracadabra is coming up too, real soon? So more bars with big specialty drink menus to enjoy soon. I'm pretty happy about it.
now, does anyone make it a point to visit some of the lounges, maybe outside one of the hotels that you're actually like staying at, like on the trip? Does anybody here make a point to go to certain lounges?
I usually make it a point to go to Top of the World, mostly because it's not crowded, because it's DVC members only.
Mostly because of those pretzels with the jalapeno cream cheese.
Sriracha cream cheese.
Which you
No,
can also get at the Wave. You don't even have to go to Top of the World.
No, but Top of the World, you've got the view, you've got the drinks.
It doesn't
you've got
look
the
like a big
relatively-
blue semicircle.
Yeah, and you've got the relatively lower crowd. So that's one of my go-to places. And that's probably the only one I would say is one of my go-to places that I generally will hit every trip.
I absolutely, no matter where we are staying, we always go to the Tambu Lounge at the Polynesian because I love the Lapu Lapu. So I have at least 2 or 3 per trip, and usually in one sitting I'll have 2. And I'm asking my 7-year-old to carry me out of the Polynesian because it hits pretty hard. But every trip, no matter where we are staying, there's at least one trip over to the Poly for that drink because I've been a fan of it since the first time I had it, waiting for our table at Ohana. So that's almost a tradition of our own each time we go.
And so you'd pick that over going to like Trader Sam's in the same resort.
We would. I mean, now with Trader Sam's open, you sort of have the best of both because you can have a Lapu Lapu while you're waiting for your table at Trader Sam's. And what I like about Trader Sam's is that everything is unique and is now sort of a collectible, sort of a souvenir. I have the shrunken head because I had that last month and really enjoyed it. So it's now sort of it's sort of between the Tambu Lounge, Trader Sam's, and now the new pool bar that is just for the resort guests. The Polynesian has a lot of great options to drink at.
Now, how come Trader Sam's hasn't come up? I mean, we're all very excited about the addition of Trader Sam's, right? Is it underwhelmed? Is it underperforming? I mean, no one's really
It's too hard to get into. I mean,
I didn't bring it up because I thought everybody else was going to.
Yeah.
I really thought that was going to be sort of, and I guess it's like the pretty girl at the dance. Nobody's asking her because everyone thinks that she's going to be asked by everybody. I love Trader
Jock
Sam's.
Lindsay's is better.
I think Jock's is a better place to hang out at. I mean, I went to Sam's. I've been to Sam's twice. The first time was with Tom and a big group of guys from the network, and we had a great time. I went back later that week. It was a quiet night. We kind of walked pretty much right in. It was a little later. It was after the parks were closing, and there were none of the regulars seemed to be there. The staff was just running through the motions. Nobody was into the routine, and it was kind of a miserable experience. So I think this was the same week we were there back, a year ago, Tom, and now. Since I've been to Jock's, I have no desire to go back to Sam's.
I haven't been to Sam's.
I think the drinks were just as good, if not better. There was, I think, a bigger variety of them, and you don't have to fight to get in.
Food for damn sure. The menu, the food menu at Sam's is just awful. It's just not. There's nothing I even contemplate ordering.
I am gonna miss the dates at Jock's.
No, please, and they ruined the meatball slider. It's still good, it's just not the same. But anyway.
All right. I think we're gonna have to wrap up this segment here. We do want to go into Who Hates Tom now in just a moment, and so I want to thank everybody for joining us for this discussion today. Appreciate everybody's input here. Winding down the second hour here on WDW News tonight. Tom, you ready to find out? You ready to take a trip around and find out who hates you now?
Sure.
All right.
Find out.
Ooh, no.
There we go. What was that? What is it time to find out?
I don't know what it's time to find out.
What are we finding out? I want to know.
It's Tom now. That's what we're finding out. All right, you ready for the first one? This one posted on the Disneyland may not present nightly fireworks due to Star Wars Land. All right. Pearlster Picks writes in, Tom, LOL, and another laughable quote news unquote item here. Disney has already announced that there will be fireworks during Mickey's Halloween parties. I love to tell you this, but those parties take place in late September and through October, blowing your mythical interruption to smithereens. There you go. Dave writes in, Dave, a little more succinct here. This is fabricated rumor. Absolutely no bearing at all. Tom, you wrote a story. Patrick Warburton confirms he will not return to soaring around the world. Brenda writes in, people on the ride confirm he's still there. Your information is wrong.
You take way too much joy in this.
I do.
Didn't you have a big question mark after that? Like
La Cantina San Angel in Mexico begins breakfast service.
Yes.
Well, Tom, apparently your grammar is a little bit off. People take offense to that. Apparently, Tom, Keith writes in, it's 1 tamal or 2 tamales. It is even spelled correctly on the name on the menu itself. Tom, right? Tom doesn't know the singular of tamal. Frozen.
Majored in journalism in America.
Look, I'm just saying. Frozen Ever After opens at Epcot. Maybe Disney's best dark ride. Jones writes in, quote, maybe Disney's best dark ride. Come on, that is ridiculous. It's time. I don't know why that keeps playing. And then there's this one. This one isn't an I Hate Tom, but I have to throw this one in here anyway. Royal Summer House, Frozen character meet and greet opens in Norway. You posted that story, right? You have a lot of cool pictures up. Steve writes in, I love Josh's look of I can't believe we're doing this. Double the awkwardness, double the fun. He does look very awkward.
He does. I love that there's video. It's video.
It is video.
Pretty wonderful. So again, ladies and gentlemen, Friday, 9 to midnight, we're going to be live, 9th anniversary celebration, announcements, games, fun, lots going on in that show. Please do not miss it. Please join us for that. Anything else, Nick?
No. Thanks for joining us on WDW News Tonight. Go to listen.wwnt.com. Keep in touch.
Yes, and remember, kids, never smile at a crocodile. No, you can't get friendly with a crocodile.